Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to talk about a topic that doesn't really have a straightforward answer, and it's not something usually spoken about in the Roblox developer community, and it's how long does it actually take to learn scripting, because I have seen people asking just in general, and not many people give a straightforward answer, and they just say it varies from person to person. And I'm not gonna say that in today's video, because it does vary from person to person, but necessarily doesn't mean there's ways you can speed up the process of learning. So what I mean by this is that there's people in, for example, I've met some really smart people in this platform, and they're really smart and they're capable of learning how to program, but they weren't given they weren't given the right opportunity or the right resources per se to really potentially get the best out of learning Lua for them. Yeah, so resources, so that's what I'm trying to say. There's methods you can do to learn Lua effectively, more efficiently, because usually people, actually anybody, even I myself, actually no, I can't lie, no, I did not start off like this, but people watch tutorials online, scripting tutorials, like Peas Factory, Alvin Blocks, and they usually start off with like how to print, how to do loops, for loops, while loops, all that stuff. But what you get out of that is how to use it, but not necessarily how to apply it, if that makes sense. What I mean, like, for example, in those types of videos, and I'm not targeting, so I never watched them entirely, but they teach you how to how to print. Like when you print something, what you learn is if you write print, whatever you put inside the quotes is what comes out. But they don't teach you that with printing there's so much uses you can get out of it. You can learn how to debug code, how to test really long code, and you can test where certain parts of the code break or certain parts of the code works, all that stuff. Those are things that you yourself learn over time, and I wish that more tutorial videos or Lua scripting videos applied that kind of general thinking when it comes to teaching other people, because reality of things are 60% of Roblox is literally of Lua is literally 60% knowing how to code, and no, 40% knowing how to code, and 60% knowing how to think as a programmer, as a coder. What I mean by this is, for example, like in this game Arsenal, you see the health GUI in the bottom left. As what you want to eventually adapt is a different kind of mindset is like, okay, health GUI, before you even write a single line of code, you want to just start, like, you just want to know, like, before you even write a single line of code, you just want to know how to make it. That's something any programmer or any coder can tell you. Like, they just know, any experienced coder, like, they can just tell you, like, they just know how to make things. Like, if you, like, I'm pretty sure everybody here knows how to like make a click detector, like script the parent that click detector. If somebody asks you, like, make me when you click a part it changes color, you just know, like, you just know how to do it. Like, okay, add a click detector, script that parent that click detector mouse click connect function, change the brick color to a color, you just know. So that's what I mean. Like, you want to adapt that kind of thinking where you just like, you just plan everything beforehand. This is actually a big thing for any projects you do. You just want to learn how to plan things beforehand, and yeah, so you just want to adapt that mindset where you just think, okay, if I want to make a team selection UI, what I'd have to do is make 3 frames, or add a cooldown for a voting session, and tally when a person click votes fire to the server and add their vote into the server side of total votes for a certain for that map being shown. After countdown reaches 0, whichever map has the highest votes from the players wins the map voting. That kind of mindset. Before you even write a single code, you just wanna adapt. Adapt to that mindset. We just know how to plan things, how to make the thing from bottom up. Basically, what I'm trying to say is don't wing it. Most of the time, don't wing it. Anyways, so my biggest tip for you guys is that could speed up the process of learning how to code the script is to try out different genre of games. I myself personally am self-taught. I have to admit, in beginning stages, I've used free models, and that's something not have. That's something not, that's something not in the developer community in Roblox. It's using free models, stealing other people's work. It's not something people look. That's not something that looks good for you personally. Okay. But there are developers that can agree with me when I say this, as using free models does help. There are developers, big developers, that can agree with me when I say this, that using free models in the beginning stages does help you learn how to code. Okay, guys, that's the whole purpose of Toolbox. I don't know why. It's the whole purpose of Toolbox. It's a resource, guys. It's a resource. I'm not saying to implement. I'm not like condoning you guys to like make a whole free model game. No. If you want to learn something like pathfinding AI, just go to Toolbox, search up Pathfinder, look at the script, just see what the person does, because there's no one way to learn how to code. There's no one way to write a certain script, though, unless it's super simple. But there's like if you want to make like a grilling system, there's no word for word code you have to follow. There's different ways you can write that type of script. Yeah. Anyways, resources is very important, guys. My best tip for you is to join the Roblox developing discords like Hidden Developers, Rodev, even taking use of the Roblox dev forum. The dev forum has always helped me and will continue to help me in the future. When it comes to bugs it's a really good place as a developer. You can ask questions like how to there's also been past resources there as well, tons of it you can use, like are ads or sponsors effective, how to market your game, how to find the nearest player around you, certain lines of codes, because guys, you're not the only developer. Many developers, basically everybody, has been to where you're at with scripting or developing in general, and some of those people have asked those questions, and it's online, and just take a look at them, because most of the time if you have a question when it comes to scripting, it probably already has been asked in the dev forum, and there's probably most of the time a solution already. Alright, so the last thing I can say is how I personally learned to script, is to script different genre of games. Don't stick to one game. What I mean by this is, don't stick to the habit of making like just a simulator game, or just a tycoon, or just an anime game. Try them all out. Why is this important? Well, I'll tell you why. When you make a simulator game, that type of game is heavily oriented around UIs. There's egg hatching. There's egg hatching. There's what kind of stuff for a simulator game? I don't know. Egg hatching, I don't know, code UI settings, I don't know, all that stuff. But if you make a game like an anime game, it's heavily oriented around superpowers, magic, that kind of moves. And so you're more likely to learn more about like vectors, C-framing, more of Roblox physics when you script a game that's like an anime game where it's more heavily focused in that aspect of Lua. Where if you do simulators, you're heavily going to learn more about UIs and everything, player client sided. Yeah. So if you try out, even me, guys, I've had over 30 projects ever since I started in my entire journey in Roblox. I have over 30 projects, and not even like half projects. Like, they're projects I've felt that I brought them up to a point where I was satisfied that they were completed, that they reached my expectations to where I want them to be. Over 30 plus projects, and it varied from like games to cafes to even to really complex games that I even wrote. I took a mobile game that I loved during the quarantine period. I turned it into Roblox. Took me like 2 months to make, but a lot of brain cells lost and all that stuff, but it's worth it. So my biggest tip for you guys is to try out different genre of games. Even guys, go to Group Recruitment Plaza and just become a developer for a cafe. I've developed for cafes. I can even say that I'm mainly known for developing for cafes. But obviously I've made games in the past. Even now I made like actual games. Don't be discouraged. It does take time. It's how fast you want to learn it's all up to you yourself. Doesn't mean if one person took 2 years to learn it, doesn't mean you'll take 2 years to learn it. For me, I never looked at it upon as something like, it'll probably take me 2 years to learn how to code. I never thought of it that way. I just thought, okay, I have this project, I have this game, what do I have to learn to make this game come through? And eventually, after you make after you make different genre of projects, for example, if you make an anime game that's more oriented in Roblox physics, when you go on to your next game, you carry on that knowledge. You just carry on that knowledge, and now you begin to apply it. And the more projects you do, the more knowledge you acquire, the more you transfer to your next project, and that's how you develop as a programmer, as a developer in Roblox. Even when it comes to building, animating, all that stuff, the more, it's all experience based, guys. The more you code, the more you learn, and the more you learn, the better you are. That's just how it works. Obviously, there are frowned upon habits that not the people in the developer community, like such as just not doing, like how to write code, like how to like format it, or there's like how to write code efficiently, all that stuff. But those are things you yourself learn over time. Don't try to learn a billion things at once. Don't go from learning like for loop. Don't try to learn for loop, while loop, or making this all in like one day. Don't rush yourself, but at the same time, you do need to find yourself your own source of motivation to code. And that's something I can't give you a tip on, because that's something up to you. If you want to make a game for Roblox, go do it. If that's your source of motivation, do it. I'm not gonna tell you not to do it, because that's your source of motivation. That's many young beginners, even big developers now, source of motivation is how much Robux they make. I'm not gonna tell you not to have that kind of motivation, because that's your motivation. Personally, my motivation is just to make a reputation in this platform, to how I make models, just to give resources to future developers out there, to have a resource, to offer resources they can apply to their game. And I that's my motivation, to have a reputation in the platform, to be known as a person that offered resources to young developers out there. I can't say young because I'm young myself, but that's literally that's it. It's not, it varies. Learning the code varies from person to person, but again, doesn't mean the person takes 2 years to learn, doesn't mean you'll take 2 years to learn it. If you learn it the quote unquote efficiently. I'm not gonna say the right way. There is no right way to learn coding. There's no right way to learn building, coding, or that stuff. If you learn it efficiently is different from saying the right way. If you learn it efficiently, it'll help you to to learn how to code better or faster. Trying out different genres of games, just not sticking to one, it's a really big factor when it comes to it. Go become a developer for cafes. Develop your dream game. Develop your own version of your favorite game. Do that. Nothing is ever wasted when you attempt to make a game. You learn something from everything you do. Every time you get into that studio and you write a code, you build a map or all that stuff, you learn something. Because honestly, any developers can agree to me. Can agree with me when I say this. Is eventually you're gonna reach a point when you like your 50th project, because you can't, guys. My favorite quote is, you can't have your 100th project if you never start your first. It's eventually when you say you reach your, like, down the line 5 years from now or 10 years from now, when you make that hit game, you make that game that makes you big, or that game that you'll be proud of, you're going to, like, have moments. It's like, how do I, like, I want to make this system to my game, but you just remembered that you actually already made that system in a past project. So you open up your old projects and boom, it's already there. You just copy and paste it, reformat the code, all that stuff. Nothing ever goes to waste. You're definitely 100%. You're gonna look past on all your, at some point, you're gonna look past at your past projects and use the things that you've already coded. That's just factual. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys gain something out of this. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Comment down below what kind of videos you guys want to see next, what kind of scripting videos. Honestly, I'm running out of ideas, even though there's so many things to make. But I want unique videos and all that stuff. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace out. Oh, and I died. Bye guys.